Hello, folks. Welcome to the first ever Flying Grandpa. More complicated type of a situation where it was brought to my attention by a family member who's looking for a job, and this person's trying to scam them. Okay, this person's job is to scam them, scam another company, and scam the potential victim. It's a real estate scam. And so what they do is they keep their fingerprints off of it by hiring her to do a work from home job, 3 to 4 hours a day. Might even be 3 or 4 hours a week. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But the whole point is to get these people to work for you for free. People can send them money through Zelle, and the real estate company that actually controls the property doesn't get anything, and the property doesn't get. So it's a total scam on a bunch of people. And what I want to do is I'll tell you what happened. Tell you a story. So what happened was this family member, who I'm going to call Mae Steele. We're not going to dox her. And she actually chose her own name. And Mae was looking for jobs and job sites, and she got this offer to work from home, a couple hours a day. And so she asked me if I wanted to help her with the scammer, and of course I said yeah. And so we did. This was actually a couple weeks ago. So I helped her with a scammer. And then I had a family emergency and I had to leave, drive to Arkansas, drive back. So what I'm going to explain to you is what happened. So Mae puts her information on a site. She's looking for a job. The scammer finds her information on the site and offers her a work from home job. You can work from home. It's going to be great. You don't have to worry about anything. I'm going to take care of you. So she explains to the scammer that she had just gotten out of prison for embezzlement. And at that point, that should have triggered him into, oh my God. But it didn't, because that's how these people work. They don't care. They're not really going to pay you anyway. So we'll get into it from here. Okay, folks, so what happened was Mae wanted to go ahead and deal with this scammer. And I said, go ahead. Because what we're going to do is we set her up an identification. We sent her up an email address, mae.steele at my one of my domains, and she went ahead and got this. What you're seeing here is a contract, and I blurred out the company. That company is a real company, and that company has a real phone number. That company has a really nice lady working there, and she told both of us at one point or another that this guy is a scammer and he's not part of their company at all. So that triggered us to do what we're doing here. So basically, I want this guy. He's ruining a bunch of people. He's going to ruin the renters. He's going to ruin the company's reputation. He's going to ruin Mae Steele's reputation because she's the one providing the listings on these rental sites. And so he wants her to sign this contract, which he sent to the fake email address. I signed it, printed it, scanned it, put it back in, and sent it back to him. So there is a signature page, by the way. Now you notice I blurred out a bunch of information on this stuff, and the reason for that is so that company does not get bombarded by people thinking that they're the bad guy. They're not the bad guy. They are a legitimate company. who legitimately works in Wisconsin, and they're for real. They're very much for real, and they don't appreciate this. In fact, I'm going to let them have a link to this video once it's completed, so that they can look at it too, so they can see exactly what happened and what I did and how we got to the bottom of this. Like I said, this was actually a couple weeks ago, so that is where we are at now. So he started texting Mae, and so we got him off of her phone number, said he was texting to my phone, and I don't appreciate it. So I wanted my phone back, so she had to use her own phone number, which we of course created a Google Voice phone number for. And in doing that, we got her phone number so that she could do this. So here is a screenshot of some of the messages. Now you see I blurred out his phone number. Kind of had to do that because if I didn't do that, then we'd have problems with YouTube. Even though he's a scammer, who cares? They don't like you doxing anybody. Even if you witnessed and videotaped a murder, they wouldn't want you doxing the person. That's just how they are. It doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what they do. So this is a conversation. So he tells her she's going to be reporting to him, and then they go through this thing where she's just amazed by the job, which she's already figured out is a total scam, right? And so then he sends her a list of properties. He sends her a list of properties, and these are amazing properties, actually. They're not his, but they're amazing. And he tells her what to put in the ad, the pictures and all that. Gives her the address. And this address is not his to rent, okay? So then she said, okay, I sent back the contract. I actually printed the contract here because I have the scanner right here. She was traveling. She didn't have any of that kind of thing, so I took care of that. And he was getting really anxious to hurry up and set up a new email address for use for the account, blah, blah, blah. And this is what kills me. He uses this onmail.com with partially their actual real company name, which if the company owns its own domain, which it does, they wouldn't be using that. So anyway, he gave her a couple email addresses to send from, and eventually he got the contract and all that. So she said, I'm sorry, I'm taking care of a 2-year-old. She actually was. She was taking care of her granddaughter. But she did send the contract, or I sent the contract. So after sending the contract, there was one item. Remember, she is an embezzler. And so I needed to talk to him as her parole officer to make sure that she was being honest about her background before she gets hired by a second employer, maybe embezzles from him too. So here's how that went.
Hello?
Hello, I'm looking for Mr. Lowenthal.
Yeah, it's speaking to Lowenthal.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Is this Mr.
You're
Lowenthal?
speaking to Lowenthal.
Okay, so
Yes.
I have a parolee who said that she's needed. I need you to verify that you could really employ her.
Yes. Yeah, we already communicated, and I believe she's a good fit for the position.
Her name is. You know who I'm talking about? Mae Steele.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so she needs my permission because I'm her parole officer. I need to make sure that
Oh, okay.
you know that she's been to prison, right?
Yeah, I know. I know. She asked all that other information. I told her that we don't need those information for her to work.
No, I need it. I need you in order to employ somebody who just got out of prison. You have to know. I have to make sure that the employer knows that she's been in prison and that she told you why and all that stuff. Okay.
Yes. Yes. I know. I know. I know all that. I know all that, and she already told me all that.
Okay. Do you know why she went to prison?
Yeah, she told me she when she was she has a prison record, but I never wanted to put more effort on it. That's why I
So she
I
stole
never
money
had.
from her employer. That's why I'm asking if that's okay. And if it is okay, I have a lot of other parolees you can hire.
Yeah, yeah, sure. No problem. Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, what was that? It sounded like a backup. Something was backing up.
Adore.
Okay, so
About to drive.
this is all fine with you, right? Okay, so I just wanted to make sure because, I mean, she got caught stealing money from her last boss, and that's how she went to prison. But I think she's a pretty good person other than that. So what would she be handling money at all? Or what? Credit cards or anything like that?
No, 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 no.
So what's the nature of the job?
The nature of the job is having to list up residential properties, having to monitor listing online our rental accounts.
Okay. So will she be just posting rentals or will she actually be
Yeah,
okay, so she'll be on the website?
just posting.
Okay. All right. So
Yes,
where are you
yes,
located? Where are you located?
in Texas.
In Texas? Do you say Texas? Can you hear me? Sir, can you hear
Yeah, I
me?
can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. So you said you're in Texas?
Yes, I can hear you.
I need the city and state and the company name.
Yes,
Okay, what's the city and the state and the company name?
I'm in Texas right now.
Okay, you're in Texas right now.
The company's name is Benson Management.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So thank you very much, Mr. Lowenthal. I appreciate it. Okay,
You're welcome.
she'll get back to you. Thank you very much. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Okay, folks. So we're gonna wrap this up here in a minute, but so outlining what happened, the scammer comes off as a rental agent for a company that's real. And that company got nothing to do with this. They don't deserve this bad attention. Okay. So what happened was the scammers decided, hey, you know what we can do? We can use this company's name. We can use their letterhead, or probably just make a copy of it in a PDF or whatever, and we can use this company's website and everything and make it look like you're legit. And the company is very legit, and unfortunately, they're a victim in this too. So I'm going to show you some evil stuff here. That. Okay, so here's what happened, folks. So after I was the parole officer and made it look like she really was a thief, I started to text the actual guy. Now I'm a customer, and I used a fictitious name for that too. And so what happened was when I sent a interest on the website at a real estate website for the thing that Mae Steele had put up there, she got an email, and then she forwarded that email to the scammer. Now the scammer approaches me, same phone number he's been using all his time, the same Google Voice number, and the big difference is his name changed. Like he's the same guy, he's the same voice, everything, but his name changed. Now I had a big long conversation with him where he yelled and screamed at me because he was a scammer and he didn't like it. He called me a scammer because I scammed him, supposedly. I don't know how. I didn't take any money from him. I guess I did in theory. But this is how the text messages went. So basically, he was saying good morning and all this stuff. And you're interested in it? How soon do you want to move in? How many adults? These all seem like logical things, right? And then the property is very much ready. It was Rentler that I found it on, because that's the only place she actually posted it. And I wanted him to email something to me. I don't remember what. Oh, the form. The link to the form. I had to fill out a form. So I put a bunch of fictitious stuff there, including my address. Everything's all made up. My name, my address, everything. And he sent me a link to the form. I filled it out. He told me that the one thing I forgot to do was to submit an application fee so I can get in to look at the property. He says refundable app fee, and I said okay, it's refundable. So here's the link to the picture of my Zelle payment on my bank account. My flip phone doesn't send MMS, which is multimedia. And so he's got this little link, right? And that link told me, let me go back to it, told me exactly where he was. Right here. In Lagos, Nigeria. And here's the IP provider. So then he got angry when I told him he was from Nigeria. I said, so you thought you were working with Mae Steele? She is also me. He said, working with who? Like he doesn't know because he's got a different name now. He was Mr. Lowenthal at this phone number. Now he's Nicholas somebody at the same phone number. He told me I need to talk to a doctor before it's too late. I called you yesterday as her parole officer. So anyway, on the phone he got really angry, but I forgot to turn on my microphone, and so nobody heard it. And there was nothing to hear. It was just me talking and laughing, and you couldn't hear either one of us. So we're not going to go put that part into this video. But the point is, folks, here's what the lessons learned were. Number one, even if that person works for a legitimate company and they're offering you at home work, which is perfect if you're a mom and you have a 2-year-old, right? Even if all those things are true, and it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And this guy, he really needs to be put down back into his place because he's a scammer. He's hurting the company he says he works for. He's hurting you because he's got you working for him for free. and he's screwing over the renters, because the people who think they're renting property are not really renting property. They're just sending him money, and there is no property to rent. And they don't even know who he works for, but they know nothing about him. Like, he's just using a Google Voice number. So nothing matters. He can change phone numbers in 5 minutes, so it's not a big deal for him. So to wrap it up, this is what happened with my final conversation on this subject with Mae, and you may want to hear this because Mae puts it very eloquently. She's much more eloquent than I am.
We'll be done in a minute, okay? And then we'll call Papa. Yeah, we'll call Papa. Okay, hold on. Let me finish this call and then we'll call Papa. Yeah, let me call Papa in a minute.
So anyway, we have a series of emails where he called me a scammer.
Oh, that's funny.
It is funny, but but remember, I sent those pictures to Josie, and she might have got that taken down.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. Well, and I can just say, like,
because it's not there now. I just look because my account still works, my real account on Rattler, and it did not. That property is not there.
Okay. Well,
I told her that we made an ad on there that the guy requested, so that I could get information from him, and I was able to find out he's in Lagos, Nigeria.
How did you find that out?
I sent him a link, and he clicked on it.
Oh man, what an idiot!
And when he clicked on it, it gave me a city and country. So I texted him a link, and it gave me the address 105.112.185.238 in Nigeria, Lagos.
Okay. I haven't answered him. He asked me if I was back from the dentist, if I was home yet. I'm like, dude, how long do you think it takes to get a tooth pulled? I thought for sure that would give me at least 2 hours.
Yeah, so block that guy on your phone. Block that guy on your phone.
Yeah, okay.
Because you don't need him anymore. We already exposed him. I forgot to hit the stupid green button. Okay. By the way, it is recording right now. So, do you want to say anything to everybody? Because this is the lady, everybody, who started this. I'm gonna have to edit this, like all the little conversation out. But this is a lady who actually started and alerted me to this scammer, and we were able to locate him, but we weren't able to do much else because.
But we know how it works, and we can help people understand.
Yeah. So the way it actually works is they tell you that they're going to have you working a job from home. What did they say? Like 3 hours a day?
Yeah, 3 to 4 hours a day at your own pace.
Okay, so this is Mae Steele I'm talking to, and so they told her she could work 3 hours a day. It's not a real name, by the way, so don't go harassing people named Mae Steele. It won't work. And we just don't dox people here, and except for scammers. And so she told me that she had a scammer, and then we worked together. I worked on my end. I created email addresses for Mae and me, and then we went after the guy I posed as her parole officer because she's been put in prison for stealing money from her employer, right?
Right, embezzlement. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was an embezzler. Not really. Not in real life. It's really
hard to find a job.
Yeah, so this guy didn't care. He's like, that's fine, I don't care. I don't care if you're a thief. But you weren't going to have any money anyway because you were just going to give him the leads. We figured out how it worked. We actually tested the theory, and I got his IP address, and I got his country and his city. But also, he denied it. I mean, I had the video of that, but I forgot to hit my mic button. And that means I didn't have any audio of it. But I do have all the text messages between me and him back and forth. And yeah, I don't use my real phone number for that. She has my real phone number, but he doesn't. That sound about right, man?
Yeah, and so there's a number of victims in this kind of scam. They're victimizing the legitimate rental agency, and they're victimizing an employee who's looking for work, and they're victimizing the potential renters. So I don't know if I would have gotten paid or not. I never completed any new hire paperwork.
No, you would not have been paid. He just wanted to collect $75 application fees
right.
from everybody.
So there's there are 3 true victims and potentially more, but and plus this
Are you there?
victim too, because that doesn't give credibility to their site.
You cut out for a second. We couldn't
And it
hear
makes
you.
people suspicious. Oh, it doesn't give credibility to their site, and it makes them suspicious.
Right. It makes them suspicious of the real estate company.
Exactly.
Which, that's no good.
So
there's a lot of victims here. And everybody but him. Right? So, believe it or not, that guy was from Nigeria, which their native tongue is English. And he couldn't even speak that right. He was mad.
yeah, he spent a lot of time on getting this one going, which we tried. That was part of what we did, was to take up his time so he could not be using it on somebody who would be victimized.
We wasted his time. So I did not get his audio on the video that I took when he was.
But you do have it from when you called, when the parole officer called.
Right, I have the first audio, but I don't have the second audio. So we'd have to narrate this, and that's how we'll do it. So I'll narrate it. I have all the screenshots, and we'll use the screenshots and show everybody how this scam takes place, including the original one, right? I think I have the original one too. Yeah, and just some things, some thought processes people can take to prevent this, which are just questions to ask, some things that you should look for, or red flags to not become a victim. Right. So thank you very much, Mae. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead. It was my pleasure. I don't like crooks. I don't like crooks either. And I don't want people to be victimized. Me either. I hate scamming. Scamming just angers me. Okay, thank you very much, Mae. We'll talk to you later, and I'll let you go back to watching your granddaughter. All right, thanks.